was established in 1971 to help protect the local wildlife. Over time, the animals have gotten so used to people being here that they're not necessarily, they're not really afraid anymore. So actually, it's nice, but it makes them easy targets for poachers. So anyway, this 800 square mile reserve is actually monitored on the ground by Warden Patrol like us, as well as an airborne warden that should be flying overhead in just a minute. We might be able to see him. So as we're heading into this reserve today, we're actually going to call ahead and see if we can get some coverage. Now, if you're taking pictures, make sure you set your camera on a sports or a speed setting. Make those beautiful pictures be more than just streaks in your family photo album. All right, let's go ahead and call to that warden. Warden Wilson, this is Simba 1. Can you hear me?
Simba 1, this is Warden Wilson Mutua. Over.
Hey, Warden, how's the view up there? We're going to go ahead and head on into Little Turi Forest.
Come down board, Simba 1. Keep your eyes open and drive carefully. You should see lots of animals.
Roger that, Wilson. All right, I'm going to point real quick from this angle that hopefully we can see him. That black animal over there, it's got black and white stripes on his legs way over there in the corner. That guy's actually known as an okapi. Now, a lot of people mistake the okapi for a zebra. However, he's actually not even a member of the zebra family. He's actually the only living relative known to the giraffe family. All right, now here to the left, we're actually seeing a greater kudu. Now, the greater kudu, they're actually the second largest antelope species. They actually grow to about 750 pounds in full grown. So anyway, we see a watering hole here to the left. We're going to go ahead and circle around here. Now, these watering holes are very important places in the wild. They're also great places to sometimes see some rarer species congregate, such as the black rhinos. Now, unfortunately, due to excessive poaching, we can actually see one right there, by the way. Due to excessive poaching for their horns, the black rhinos' numbers have actually dropped beneath 4,200 left in existence. We got another black rhino right here on this ledge. Now, don't let those big bodies fool you, by the way. They can actually run up to about 35 miles an hour. They do have inch-thick skin, which makes them impervious to just about everything except for human poachers. Now, unfortunately for all these animals, especially those white rhinos, the black rhinos that have been poached so severely, even in conservation areas like this, they're actually not 100% safe from poachers. Head on up to the Safi River, see what's going on over there. Now, the Safi River is probably most popular residents are the Nile hippos. Now, we're going to have to keep our eyes peeled if we're going to see those hippos. Unlike humans, they actually do not float in the water. They will actually sink down to the bottom and skim across the floor. Actually, well, you're not going to keep them peeled. There's one outside the water to the right side there.
Wow.
As you can see, he's very large, those hippos. Now, they actually do grow to about 5,000 pounds. Because they're so large, they actually will spend the majority of their lives underneath the water. That's actually what I was leading into before we saw one out of the water, which is very unusual. They actually will spend the majority of their life under the water trying to keep cool without overheating those big bodies. Now, to the left here, you can actually see something under the water. One popping up, yawning there. I see. Saw this one waving with his ears over there just a second ago. Now, I'm also going to point out these gray birds you're seeing right there in the center. Now, those are actually known as pink-back pelicans. There's another hippo right there. Now, these pink-back pelicans you're seeing right there, they actually are very cool to watch when they're hunting. They're strategic hunters. They'll actually work together and circle around in the water. They'll round up the fish before they begin eating. And actually down that causeway, see another one out of the water. Alright, now we're going to circle around here for a minute. I do see we got to cross another bridge up ahead, so just remind everybody, make sure for no reason you stand up as this vehicle is moving. Also, keep your hands, feet in the vehicle. You'll see why I say that. To the left side over here, we're actually seeing some Nile crocodiles. Now, Nile crocodiles do grow to about 20 feet in length. They're not smiling for your cameras back there. They'll actually open those large mouths to help control their body temperatures. Also, unfortunately for their prey, they do chomp down at about 1,200 pounds per square inch. Pretty much guaranteed to ruin your day if you find yourself in the mouth of a Nile crocodile.
Simba 1, come in.
This is Simba 1.
Just wanted to let you know that my ground patrol has seen a lot of elephant activity near the Red Flag Pit. You definitely want to check out that area.
Roger that, Wilson. We'll head over there in just a few minutes. Right now we're going to head on over to the Savannah area, which is a completely different ecosystem. Speaking of different, if y'all look off to the right there, you're going to see a baobab tree. Now, of course, I'm not hearing any oohing and ahhing from back there over that baobab tree. It's definitely not the most beautiful thing you'll see in Harambe. However, I will say some cool things about it. One, it does go 9 months a year with no leaves on it to conserve water. Second, it grows to about 2,000 years old. Alright, now we're going to circle on down and go into the Savannah area. Now, to me, this is the most beautiful view in all of Harambe. Now, this is the Africa that we're working so hard to conserve. The African Savannah does play a major role as kind of a superhighway for migrating animals. And while we're talking about superhighway and migration, we actually see the largest migrating herds in the world, which are the white bearded wildebeest. That's these gray and black striped guys. Now, over 1 million of them will actually cross the African Savannah every year. Now, the Savannah is also home to some of the more popular species, such as elephants and giraffes, as well as lions and cheetahs. Now you're starting to see some cone-shaped structures come up. There's some big ones up here in a minute. But those are actually termite mounds. They're comprised primarily of termite saliva and soil. They actually do get as hard as concrete, which makes them much appreciated by the elephants who use them as scratching posts. Now you're also seeing some large brown, tan-colored animals to the left and right. And those are actually known as Patterson's eland. Now, the Patterson's eland actually are the largest antelope species. They do grow to about 2,000 pounds. Believe it or not, in height-wise, they will get to about 6 foot from their shoulder to the ground. I'm actually seeing a few more of those up here, up ahead on the left. Back in that grass right there, you can kind of see some horns popping out. A little bit, you can see their heads as well. Those are actually sable antelopes. Sable antelope is actually the icon of the Harambe Reserve. You can see them a little better as we're circling around. Now, one awesome thing to watch with them is they're walking through. You can actually tell their age by the darkness of their fur. As they get older, they actually get darker. So when you watch a herd of them walk, you can kind of tell the elders just by the color of their fur, or the darkness of their fur. You're seeing some Thompson's gazelles there as well to the right. Now those are those little guys. So a lot of people mistake those for babies, but those are actually full-grown Thompson's gazelles. They only get about 60 pounds at tops. Now these guys here, last but not least, those are known as Ankole cattle. Now those horns will grow to about 6 foot in length and 20 inches in diameter. Now the Ankole cattle's body temperature is actually regulated by blood vessels that flow in and out of those large horns. Hey, Wilson, we're heading into Monkey Point.
Keep your eye open for me. We picked up a baby elephant that was wandering off on its own. We can't find the mother. I'm afraid torches may be in the reserve.
Roger that, Wilson. We'll keep our eyes open. Now we are entering into Monkey Point. Now, of course, you do see those African elephants on the right side of the road. I'm also going to point out these cliffs to the left side here, where this area gets its name, Monkey Point, for the mandrill monkeys that are known to hang out on these mountains. You can actually see a few of them clumped up together right behind those trees there. And they are popular for those blue and red noses. To the right, you see that elephant there. I didn't realize I left the radio on in here, but hey, well, let's see if we can get some music since we got to drive on through these woods here for a few minutes. So those large elephants there to the right side.